Avant. The next Forrester matriarch.
I realize it sounds absurd to you, but it doesn't to Rick. He believes in me.
And I believe in Rick. And our marriage. And if I didn't, then I'd...
Graciously step aside, because it would make things a lot easier.
For you?
For Rick. He's not looking back, Caroline. He knows who he wants. I realize that's tough for you to hear.
You're just keeping it real.
And maybe you should too. Rick is a dead end. But there's another man who really has a lot of feelings for you.
Ben.
Oh, good.
What's the emergency?
Overcook your latest batch of lemon bars?
Don't be a jokester, Carter. This is really serious.
What did Ricky do this time?
How'd you know it was about Rick?
It's always about Rick these days, isn't it?
Well, okay then. Brace yourselves. He and Maya have moved into the main house.
Dad's house.
Yes, and not only are they sleeping in your father's bed, but that little weasel took down Steph's portrait and replaced it with a picture of Maya.
He did what?
You've got to do something about this, Rich. You can't let Rick get away with this.
Here are those reports you wanted.
Thank you. Something else?
I still don't get it, Rick. I am trying very hard, but it just doesn't make...
This is about Stephanie's portrait
No,
again?
it's not just that. You and Maya moving into Grandpa's house, taking over his and Stephanie's bedroom, it's all of it. I mean, you had to know how upsetting it would be. Or was that the whole point?
I've explained to Pam, you, and Ivy. None of this was meant as an affront.
You see why it feels that way, though, right?
Stephanie condoned every decision that Ridge ever made, including the treatment of my mother. Didn't matter how many times he stomped on her heart. She would always give him a free pass. That portrait is a reminder of that, and I don't need it.
Okay. I hear you. But I also hear something else.
What?
Caroline. This is more about sending her a message than it is about Stephanie, isn't it?
I'm not surprised you take the house. To take that picture down.
Well, see, he claimed that Steph always played favorites, that you were always the golden one in her eyes, and the other siblings and him, not so much. And apparently her portrait reminded him of that. But then he goes and replaces it with one of his mistress, and he's still married? I mean, can you even imagine how Caroline's gonna feel about this?
Yes, so can he. That's exactly why he did it.
Did Caroline ask you to come talk to me?
No. Look, I care about both of you, and I hate seeing you two so miserable.
Why would I be miserable? You take a look around. I've got ultimate power. I've got all the perks that come with it. And more importantly, I've got a beautiful woman that I can come home to that I know who hasn't betrayed me.
Maya's really that important to you?
Despite what everyone thinks, Maya has earned her position as the Forrester matriarch. She earned it through honesty and loyalty, and trust me, she deserves every good thing that's coming her way.
I don't mean to pry into your relationship with Ridge. It's your business.
There is no relationship with Ridge. I'm just trying to save my marriage.
Even if there's no marriage to save?
I realized that I broke Rick's trust, and I basically handed you this opportunity, one that you fully intend on making the most of.
Which makes me an opportunist in your eyes. Well, the truth is, I'm just like you. Power, wealth, the finer things. Who wouldn't want that? But know this, Caroline. I would drop it all in a second if Rick asked me to. I love him that much.
Yeah, I know that look. You're thinking, how do I keep myself from decking little Ricky next time I
I don't
see
care
him?
about little Ricky. I'm concerned about Caroline.
What this will do to her, you mean?
Yes, she's trying, Carter. She's trying to put her family back together. She's committed to it. And now if she's walking to Dad's house and she sees Maya's picture hanging there where Mom's used to be,
Rich,
it's not...
okay, you know I'm on your side, right? Caroline's too.
What is that? That's a butt, isn't it?
Katie ended things, not because of those few kisses, but the feelings behind them.
What did I say? So once we realized that this was going a different place, we
Yes, you stopped things.
Yes.
You did, but you also said if things were different, that you would... Rich, all I'm saying...
All I'm saying is that Caroline is trying. She's trying to put her family back together. She wants to have a family with Rick, kids with Rick. And I'm going to respect that.
Even if you don't respect Rick, and never will.
Yeah. He's a head case. But to be fair, I started this whole thing. I asked Caroline to help me when I couldn't draw, and this is where we ended up. So this is on me. I'm gonna go talk to him.
I know I'm young, and who am I to offer advice, right? It's just, I get what it's like to carry around a lot of anger and pain inside. I did it for years after my mom's death. Blaming Taylor, distorting what really happened because it was easier than dealing with losing someone I loved so much. And I'm guessing it's like that with you. And not that you have to lose Caroline.
I already did, Allie. The moment she let the one man that she knew that I... Regardless, Caroline crossed the line with a huge assist from Ridge. Now, they can make it seem like it was less than what it was, but if Maya hadn't exposed them, who knows how long I would have been played for a fool. I owe Maya for that. And so much more.
Wow, that would be really, really touching if I didn't think that you...
I thought of Rick as my meal ticket and nothing else. Apparently, you're forgetting how I met Rick. I didn't fall in love with Eric Forrester Jr., heir apparent to the family millions. I fell in love with Rick, a struggling waiter working at Daisy's. And it wasn't until after I found out who he was that I got scared and backed away. With a girl with nothing on the arm of the guy with everything. Yeah, right. But all that's changed. And the person I have to thank the most is you.
We have to get past this. The anger and the hurt. I mean, yours with me and mine with you. We took vows to stay together no matter what.
You thinking of those vows when you were kissing Ridge?
I made a mistake. It will never happen again. Not that I won't make a mistake, because people make mistakes all the time. I will never make one that big, that destructive. I would do anything to take it back.
You and I both know that that's not possible.
But if you could just let me make it up to you, if you could just let me in, if we could have a genuine conversation where we just sat and listened to each other, then you could hear just how sorry I am. God, don't you miss me at all? We were so great together. Ah!
If you're here to discuss your latest collection,
Wait. This cat.
You're thanking me?
I am. for teaching me that pedigree and proper upbringing don't necessarily guarantee happiness or even a happy marriage. Which is kind of ironic when I think about where I came from. You see, while you were attending all the right schools in New York and hobnobbing with the rich and famous, I was just trying to survive. I didn't think about happiness or even think I deserved it. Yes, I got pregnant. I got in trouble with the law. I did some time. But the only reason that I felt inferior was because I allowed myself to. And you know what? That's over. Because I have a lot of good qualities. I may not be Stephanie Forrester or even Caroline Spencer for that matter. But I'm ambitious. I have drive. And I'm a quick study, too. I will learn to be the grand dame that Rick needs me to be, that this family needs me to be. And that may not come naturally at first. But give me some time. I will surprise everyone. Even you.
Hey, where's Aunt Pam?
You checking on her?
You too?
Yeah, she was pretty upset.
So, you know?
Rick's latest, removing Stephanie's portrait, playing Lord of the Manor with Lady Maya.
Has Ridge heard?
Oh, he's talking to Rick right now. He's determined to put a stop to all this.
I'd watch the attitude. I sign your paychecks.
This isn't about business.
Right, it's all about Mommy's portrait. No wonder you're so worked up.
I'm worked up because of the way you're treating Caroline.
Just because I moved into Dad's house while he's gone has nothing to do with Caroline.
Well, moving Maya into that house has everything to do with her. What do you want to do? Just stick it to everybody? Is that your deal?
Regardless of what you think, I don't sit around all day wondering what everybody thinks about me, especially you.
Going alone's overrated. It's not what it's cracked up to be.
Only I'm not going it alone. I have Maya. You know, the woman who hasn't betrayed me with my so-called brother?
You're just making it worse. Why?
Hey, the house on the hill suits us fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
What about your wife?
I'm gonna say it one more time. Caroline and I are not gonna be together. I've been very clear to her.
Yes, you've been painfully clear about it. But Caroline still sees you as the Rick Forrester she married, the one she wants to spend her life with, have children with, a family, grow old with. If you want part of that, then maybe you should stop punishing her and stop punishing yourself.
Are you done? Because it sounds like a bunch of white noise to me.
Rick,
Don't ever put your hand on me.
Don't be a child. Just talk to me like a man.
Like a man? Like you? A man who had two women in his life, two families, but could never commit to either one of them? Or maybe you're talking about your most recent incarnation as a man. A man who used a married woman to get his gift back. Meanwhile, turning on the charm and secretly hoping what happened would happen.
Okay, you just heard yourself say that, right? My fault. I'm to blame, not her. She's really sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I gotta tell you. A little less sorry than I used to be. A little less sorry every day. What you did to Dad and his company.
You mean my dad?
And now that again, we're doing that?
Yeah, I haven't seen the great magnate around. Tell me, is Papa Maroney still wears that pinky ring? Or you wouldn't know because he's written you off, too?
No one's written me off. But you're gonna know exactly what that feels like if you let your insecurities rule your life.
Really, you're calling me insecure? The man who's always wanting to be top dog. Well, come on, let's go down the list here. Thorne's wife, Dad's wife, my wife. You've got no boundaries. Because you don't have any Forrester blood running through those veins. You don't even have a Forrester heart. All you are is a bastard Maroney who takes and keeps on taking.
All right. I'll say it one more time. Caroline loves you, despite of all the stuff that you're pulling. So if you want to reconcile, you have to do it now.
You think you got it all figured out, don't you?
I do. And I think you do too. But you keep hanging on, which doesn't make any sense because if you were so happy with Rick, Why did you turn to Ridge?
I didn't turn to Ridge.
You just got caught up in something. You know what amuses me? Watching all you people with so much class use pretty words to justify questionable actions. Oh, and another thing, just because someone's of a different class than you, a lower working class, doesn't mean we don't have any.
What are you talking about?
I am talking about the way that you treated me. The put-downs, making me feel like I wasn't worthy to breathe the same air as you. Well, I'm here to tell you I am. I will be a good wife. I will be a good partner and lead model and anything else Rick needs me to be. I have something to offer the world, Caroline. I have something to offer Forrester Creations and this family. You may not know it. Other people may not, but I do. And Rick does too. And that is all that matters.
You worried this won't end well, huh?
Well, I was with Rick earlier. Whatever his feelings for Caroline, one thing is clear. His animosity towards Ridge has only intensified. I just hope Ridge knows what he's doing.
What part of I want to be with Maya, not Caroline, is not getting
Rick.
through to you?
It's just us. Why can't you just admit that you still love her and start the healing process?
Because I can't admit to something that I can't feel.
Really? Because these little stunts you keep pulling.
The
tell me
last
other-
time the portrait was not a stunt. It's not a stunt, Ridge.
No one's buying it, least of all Caroline. You know what you are? You're like a little sad boy in the playground. He sees a girl that he likes, so he starts pulling her pigtails to get any kind of a reaction out of her.
You know, you're really starting to test my limits now.
One more thing. Just let me say one more thing, then I'll leave. Maya, she's your number one, right? She's your number one person. So, have you told her you love her? No, you haven't. And we both know why. Maya's great. She's loyal. She's beautiful. I'm sure she's great in bed. But she's not Caroline. And Caroline is the love of your life. And you prove that every time you hurt her for hurting you. She hasn't done anything, man. It was all me. But you go after her day after day after day. Most women would have given up on you already, but not Caroline. She sees something good in you. And she believes in your marriage. Rick, that speaks volumes. More than what's any other man. Don't screw this up. Take her back before it's too late.